Hey, what's going on? We're back. So I got a couple of hours that I have left to actually work on this. So, because I actually got to go to work soon. So what I'm going to do is I'll work on this for like at least like an hour and some change. Then I'll take a break, go to work for a little bit, then come back and start working on the Golden Sun video. So for the next few days, I will be on leave. So it's about 4 days, the 4-day weekend because of Veterans Day. So definitely, eventually, this video along with the Golden Sun video will be done. So I'm going to be grinding out a lot of scripts for the next few days. Anyways, sit back, relax, and I'm gonna start cooking. All right, let's see. Where was I? I'm still working on the audio. Eventually, I will get this fixed. Okay. Honestly, my biggest gripe is the desk that I have that they supply us with does not have a boom arm. I hate that so much. Well, it doesn't have like provisions for a boom arm. So I'll figure out what I have to do with this mic, but having it right here is sort of an inconvenience. But we'll see. Okay. Okay. Where did I go about this? The more pulling the tension is. This isn't about jump scares. I am curious how this video is going to sound. Like, I can tell the difference, but we'll see. Hopefully, it comes out good. Isn't about the jump scares. My biggest gripe with the investment that I made for this channel is I should have gotten more. I should have gotten silent keyboards. I really should have. I don't mind cherry switches, but definitely the silent keyboards would have probably been a little bit more beneficial for this. I'll fix that in a second. Oh, a little bit. Why do you expect? During the Goldson stream, there was a viewer that pretty much he was spell checking me, which is awesome. But this is just this is a rough draft. I will eventually go over it in the final draft, just make sure there's any spelling issues. But I do appreciate people seeing the error of my ways. Like, yes, I do have my specialty is writing scripts, but I do make mistakes. I make mistakes a lot, so it's good that people actually like correct me and fact check me. So I'd rather people actually do that. Hmm. You know what? Let's hit some Elden Ring. Moment. Hmm. Moment where that's fine. The moment where you expect something to happen and nothing does. And nothing does. But horror games delay the inevitable. Um, Great ones make you doubt if it's coming at all. No, I think it feels a little bit better there. Word does make decent suggestions at times, but sometimes it makes stuff that does not make any sense. Okay, that sounds good. All right. Resident Evil 7. Okay. Okay, so Resident Evil 7 is definitely okay. I feel like the beginning of Resident Evil 7 was peak tension, excuse me, peak tension just because the Mia sequence, like you knew like she was there was something wrong with her, and she was trying to hurt you. And the perfect use of shadows and the Michael Myers or Halloween levels of shadow manipulation was awesome. So it was very suspenseful, and there was tension there. Okay, how would I word this? I have to use Mia as an example here. Okay. Definitely that the Mia sequence at the beginning of the game, that shit was tense. Definitely tense. She's actively trying to hurt you. Wonder. I admit this actually did happen to me. I dropped my guard a lot, but during that little sequence. Hmm. Drop your guard. And you see a silhouette. I'm gonna totally butcher this. I don't use this word often. Close enough. It's always the you. Oh, okay. There's a 13-hour one. Okay, I'll just play that. Give me 1 second. Let me finish this one up, then I'll go on to the next one. So there's about 40 minutes left on this one. You see a silhouette in the shadows. Okay. 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 I like the way that sounds. So now, since we're on techniques of terror, so we've done that. All right. Let's start a new paragraph and we can talk about the environment. No, we'll just do environment. Yikes. I'll manipulate. Sounds good. All right. What small details, though? Um, after I'm done with the stream, I'm gonna try to rewire this a little bit better. Again, the barbarics desks that they give us, it's not a bad desk. It's just it could be a little bit bigger, and if it had provisions for a boom arm mic, I wouldn't be complaining. Like my laptop and my new monitor is really right in front of me, but it's just it feels kind of cluttered right now. It could be a little bit better. A little like just like the setup I had at home, but I mean it is what it is. and I just don't really want to get a new desk just because I mean they gave me a free desk. This barracks room is actually not. It's a fairly sized room, but it's not big. An empty crib. I hope this blood is not Chris's blood. Hmm. I'm using braids a lot. Second. What do I want to use for this? So it's so easy to default to the games that I've used in the past, but I want to keep things a little bit different. That's why I introduced Resident Evil 7 this time around. I normally go with the usual suspects: Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, etc., etc. But this time I'm gonna try things a little bit different. All right, Layers of Fear. Yep, yeah, we can definitely use Layers of Fear here. What the fuck? Scary ass game, by the way. Layers of Fear. Focus. Interesting. Okay, I like the way this sounds. Environment is a silent character in horror. Tight corridors, looping pathways, and rooms with no clear existence, no clear exits. Yikes! Whoops. Let's try that again. Environment is a silent character in horror. Tight corridors, looping pathways, and rooms with no clear exits all manipulate your sense of freedom. They force your eyes towards small details: a broken light, an empty crib, a blood stain that wasn't there before. The smaller the space, the more your attention narrows, and narrowed attention breeds overthinking, paranoia, and layers of fear. The house itself rearranges behind you, not violently, but subtly. That forces you to question your senses. In horror, doubt is a weapon far more effective than any monster. Okay. All right. 9 o'clock. So I still got plenty of time. So by 10:30, yeah, I'm gonna be doing this until 10:30 probably. So still have like an hour and a half of this. This video is gonna be a very, very long video. So the more I get done, the better. But as mentioned, I do have to go to work for closeout formation. I'll come back. Um, this should be about 75% done in regards to script writing, I'm assuming. Then I have to start continuing with the Golden Sun one. So the end goal for today is get as much done as I can with the scripts, then start getting ready for start rehearsing for dubbing, and start the video editing. So in this case, as mentioned, I do have to do an analysis on Halloween 4 and how the tension in real life cinema is how it compares to tension in horror games. So I got to get ready for that. And as for the Golden Sun one, that's going to be a very complex video. So I'm not rushing to get these released. We're taking our time with this because I want to make sure this one's actually perfect. Like this one's a very, very good project that I feel this is going to be. So I'd rather not like rush this. Haste makes waste. Okay. All right, we can go with stalling. But Veronica is very notorious for this one. Mirror that forces you to look at it, and while you're looking at it, your reflection stops moving. Looking at you, Silent Hill 3, you asshole. I'll fix that. So, word, you're being weird. Like the sentence is fine. An item you have to examine a bit too long, but you're trying to make me do it as an item you must examine a bit too long. Again, word is a good tool. Word spell check is a good tool when you're grammar checking it, but sometimes the recommendations aren't really the best. Okay. Please give an example here. All right, let me read this over again. Hmm. Some games purposely slow the player down. A slow door animation, a deliberately sluggish flashlight, an item you have to examine a bit too long. Yep, they aren't annoyances. Yeesh. That. They aren't annoyances. They're tension generators. When the game forces you to wait, your brain fills in the gap with anxiety. What's behind that door? What's behind the door? Why is this hallway suddenly too quiet? Why does it take so long to turn around? By limiting speed and responsiveness, the game creates friction between what you want to do and what you're allowed to do. This dissonance is pure psychological strain. That sounds good. All right. Go a little bit more detail about audio. Just briefly. I can use Wait Day here. Throwing a little bit of indie mix into this. replay this again. White Day is a very fun game. To me at least. I remember I was actually forced to play that years ago. But now that I think about it, it wasn't really even that bad. Some of the ghosts are assholes, though I'm not gonna deny that. The second one though, ugh. Come on. I'm actually gonna throw. I want to throw in a work plan here. I'm gonna throw in a work plan here. I'm actually gonna do it. There's nothing more scarier than a weapon that misfires. There are times where my N4 just misfires. I'm like, oh shit, oh crap, this sucks. Or better yet, when you throw a grenade and the grenade doesn't explode, then EOD has to come out and save everybody. I have a gigantic list of videos that I have planned to do. I just need to start them, but I'm not gonna overwhelm myself. I'd rather be dealing with two projects instead of having a fuck ton of things to do. So just for workflow and pacing, I'm just gonna be working on two projects at a time. And as soon as I'm done with one project, I'll move on to the next one. So we do have at least like 10 videos that I got planned coming up. I just gotta stay consistent with my upload schedule, and I gotta stay consistent with work schedule and upload schedule. So there has to be a good balance between the two. Like right now, it's technically a day off because we had 48 hours. We had 48 hours of rest period when we got back from that month mission. Again, I've been away for a month, so I got back the other day. So we've had I got back on the 20th, so we've had like 48 hours of rest period. And today we just have to I have to go to work at 1. So for formation, because we have a 4-day weekend coming because of Memorial Day. So I got plenty of time to get at least a video or two out. But normally when I'm actually am not on leave or on a 4-day, I'd be at work right now. So I, I get up, do PT, maybe do like an hour of work, go to work, lunch period, do an hour of work, and afterwards, day closes out, take care of business, go to the gym, have dinner, and start working again until I go to bed. So at least 3 times a day, I'm usually script writing or doing edits on videos. So I do have a pretty decent schedule. I just got to make sure I'm locking in when I'm doing YouTube. Because at the end of the day, YouTube is a fun hobby to do. Like, I don't mind it. Keeps me busy. Constantly misfire. Let's do a little bit more detail. Volume. It's what rising static. They teach you. Bound isn't just atmospheric and horror, it's weaponized. In White Day, a labyrinth called school. Footsteps echo unexpectedly. Distant voices leak through the walls. You hear things before you see them. Your eyes become your first line of defense, and that defense is constantly misfiring. Volume dips, unnatural echoes, rising static. These aren't just effects. They teach you to listen wrong, and when you can't trust your senses, lose control. Alright. My only gripe with this new setup that I have is this chair is not the best chair. It really is not. So I will be doing I'll be doing a natural amount of stretching. But so far, I'm liking the way this sounds. It's just this is just gonna be probably a 40-minute video. I'm assuming it's gonna be a 40-minute video because I'm still in Act Two in this four acts. I'm assuming it is, but you never know. Unless it's a lore files video, generally these scripts, these script writing videos are generally around like 6 to 10 minutes long. Like the last one I did with the Metroid one before I left was 16 minutes long, so that was pretty good. But going off the pacing and the amount of writing I'm doing, this is probably going to be pushing 20 plus minutes. So that's not bad, but yeah, this is going to be a very very annoying one to do. But I'm gonna enjoy doing it. How long have we streamed this for? Okay, we're going on 40 minutes. That's fine. All right. Well, session thrives in repetition. It thrives in repetition. Who the hell just texted me? Give me 1 second. Work. One sec. Just give me 1 second, guys. Mhm. Sorry about that. Okay. PT. Definitely PT. It's a blessing and a curse because PT started this, but it's kind of sort of being overused nowadays. Christ. With familiarity. Tension thrives in repetition, but it explodes when routine breaks. The first time you walk down a hallway, it's unfamiliar. The second time you relax, but the third time, the lighting has changed. A door is open. Something is slightly off. Games like PT made an art form. Whoa, made this an art form. Yeah, I fucked up. Excuse me. Games like PT made an art form of this. Sorry about that. But the third time, the lighting has changed. The door is open. Something is slightly off. Games like PT made an art form of this. They trained you on repetition, then corrupted it. When familiarity becomes untrustworthy, every step forward is a question. And in horror, the unknown is always worse than the answer. Okay. Alright, Jesus. Just give me a second. Let me just catch my. Let me just press my fingers. Okay. Going off my outline now, it's where we have to start actually talking about the real world compare and contrast between tension in media, real life media, and video games. So I'm gonna mention. I'll give a couple of examples of notable figures like Hitchcock, because Hitchcock is the king of tension building. My man made me fear birds and echoes and footsteps. Oh my god. Then I obviously won't write it down because I'm gonna be dubbing it myself, but I have to make space for my Halloween 4 analysis. And again, I'll just be doing an analysis on a couple of cutscenes and how the tension is built up over time. We're not going to do any opinions because I know you guys hate when I do opinions. So we'll just keep this professional. I'm going to do an analysis. And that's pretty much it. And we'll carry on. Right. Three. That's one of me. I think I actually might get this done in this next setting. Well, I think I actually might get this done before. I have an hour left, so I might actually be able to get this done. but we'll see. Um, I will fix that. I will fix that too. Harper, king of this. All right, so we'll use hit. We'll use Hitchcock as an example. Ugh, excuse me. Give me one sec. Let me just make sure Work didn't text me again. The moment you don't respond, you have to do push-ups. So I'd rather not do push-ups today. I am tired. Almost done. For this next portion, luckily I have a lot of information on Hitchcock. Sorry about that. All right. All right. I know exactly what to put here. All right. Where am I? There's no terror in the bank, only anticipation of it. So yeah, this. This starts suspense. It's regrets. Rest. In games. Surprise. It's a jump scare. Oh my god. Suspense. Go back to school, kiddo. Go back to school. All right, give me a second. I actually have to think about this. Just give me one moment. I kind of sort of have an idea, but I don't know if it'll work. Because the bomb thing that Hitchcock said here, Hitchcock said would work. I'm just thinking aloud. Just give me like a minute. Hmm. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. Um. Hitchcock's. So what was it? All right. Sorry. If um so the way I'm gonna word this is all right. So let's read this out loud. Hitchcock's famous example: if a bomb suddenly goes off under a table, the audience is shocked. But if they see the bomb ticking before it explodes, the whole scene becomes unbearable. So the way this is pretty straightforward. So the ticking is the tension, and the countdown be- becomes fear. That's literally what it is right there. That's tension building right there. Like oh wow, the bomb exploded. Wow, it's crazy. The bomb exploded. But you're seeing the ticking time bomb. Holy shit! It's the buildup. All right, sorry about that. Is the tension, the delay becomes the fear. I'm actually gonna fix this out. Give me a second. Suspense is the long, drawn out thread. There we go. All right. So let me read this. Alfred Hitchcock once said, "There is no terror in the bang, only the anticipation of it. This defines the heart of suspense. Surprise is momentary, suspense is prolonged. In games, surprise is a jump scare. Suspense is the long, drawn out dread before it." Hitchcock's famous example: if a bomb suddenly goes off under a table, the audience is shocked. But if they see the bomb ticking before it explodes, the entire scene becomes unbearable. The ticking is the tension, the delay becomes the fear. Hmm. So we're still talking about cinema, so again, I'm a big horror buff, so I just need to think for a second. I love horror movies. I all right. I'll rephrase that. I like classic horror movies, like back before my day. Nowadays, I'm very like I'm very nitpicky. Like, I know Final Destination just came out, but when it comes to like straight up body mutilation shit, like shock horror like that, nah. That was random. Okay, OBS. Okay. So um framing and clock. I'm gonna use this in the analysis later, but what's what I mean is, you know the killer is there, but he's not in frame right now. That's pretty much what it is. Uh, yeah, long takes and minimal cuts. Again, John Carpenter is the king of this. Um, Forcing the viewer to sit in the moment. Uh, Lighting. Yep, lighting, color design. You gotta love the Grudge was notorious for this, especially like everything was in like a bluish hue. And of course, sound design. There's more, but I think just having four helps. Jason Voorhees. Okay, so this is trickery on their end. They make like for example, they make a heartbeat louder than a scream. But the ambience, they'll make the ambience just like very loud. Okay, so I think we're good with four examples here. Um, okay. So I need to these. It's trickery on their end. These are visual. forgot the Y. I did forget the Y. And the L too. Psychological states. All right, so now I think this is a good. I think this little portion right here is a good area to actually put my analysis. Okay. So I'm gonna jot down. This is not obviously not gonna be in the script. It's just for me later on. Case study. Halloween. More. Right. So what I'm gonna do is. All right. I need to write like a little sentence just to make sure people know that I'm going. If I put just, I need to build up to this. Okay, I got this. Now we look. So I'm going to. I'll break down. I'll break down specific. Jesus, my God, what am I doing? Specific scenes. Why is OBS still disconnected? OBS for some weird reason just keeps on disconnecting. I don't know why. That's very bad. But yeah, like later on I have to actually do this for you, Mineko, when I actually do the Rosa script that we were discussing. So yeah, this is it's a very lengthy. Okay, sorry about that. So for some weird reason, it's just my bitrate was a little bit too high. I was experimenting on stuff. But yeah, as mentioned, I actually have to do this like every lore video that I do, just for verification purposes. Because that, for some weird reason, I don't know why, I was accused of using AI on one of my lore videos. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? First of all, who does that? Who does that on the internet? I mean, no, it's the internet. Like, but yeah, I was fairly surprised. I'm like, okay, fine. You gotta rise out of me. So from now on, I'll just do my scripts on stream. But yeah, I apologize. Apparently, my bitrate was a little bit too high, but I thought I can get away with it, but I guess not. Anyways, back to this. Sorry about that. I got about 30 or 40 minutes left. I actually got to get ready for work. Okay. Um. Now we look to Halloween 4, a film that understands value of stillness, not just as a pacing, not just as a pacing device, but as a weapon. I'll break down specific scenes that build tension using shot composition, silence, camera, and manipulation. Okay. Hmm. Um. A Halloween 1 would have been the better option, but I feel like Halloween 1 and 2 are great options to use, but Halloween 4, it shows you the failed attempts of them trying to survive. Like the whole failed tower defense sequence was really crazy. Like that was just tomfoolery and shenanigans from Michael Myers throughout that whole little sequence of events. But we'll use it as an example. Okay. Um, camera manipulation, silence in subtle movements. In subtle movements. In subtle movements. Tell the viewer that it's coming, but not yet. Okay. So that's good to know. My bitrate was a little bit too high, so there's a little bit of imbalances, but that's fine. All right. So that's where I do my analysis. Again, we'll keep this as professional as possible. I'm just going to be giving an analysis. I'm not going to be adding my own opinions. I'll go over the scenes and how the tension is built up, and we'll leave it at that. Okay, so I'm just going to use my own personal knowledge for this next section. What games have learned from film? Um, okay. Decades, cinematic. Oh my god. After decades of cinematic tension building, games took lessons and added a new layer. Um, your fault. They didn't. They didn't abandon, but they didn't abandon. They didn't abandon film language. They translated it. If I can spell right now, they translated it. All right, so let's give an example of this. Static angles in early aggressive, long It's in Amnesia. The Dark Descent. Cinema. Okay, that's perfect. What we can do, yeah, I got this. So the silence. Eventually, I'll do a video on this. SCP Containment Breach. Sounds of SCP Containment Breach ripped right from the soundscapes of Halloween, Shining. Okay. The Exorcist. Those three movies are very good when it comes to like just to audio. So I'm using those as an example. Okay, so I think three examples actually helps all here. So sorry again. Film taught us to wait. Games taught us. Fighting spell taught us how to suffer through the wait. Okay, I think that's good. So let me just read this out and see how this sounds. What? I'm just thinking of something. Give me a minute. Yeah, I just need to. I'm just gathering my thoughts. Okay. Case study Halloween 4 and the Lingering Threat. Now we look to Halloween 4, a film that understands the value of stillness, not just as a pacing device, but as a weapon. I'll break down the specific scenes that build tension using shot composition, silence, camera manipulations. Whoops. I didn't notice I had that twice. And subtle movements to tell the viewer that it's coming, but not yet. After decades of cinematic tension building, games have taken the lessons and added a new layer, your involvement. But they didn't abandon film language, they translated it. Static camera angles in early Resident Evil mirrored locked-off camera shots. The oppressive long takes in Amnesia: The Dark Descent mirror slow pans from classic media. Silence of SCP Containment Breach ripped from the soundscapes of Halloween, The Shining, and The Exorcist. So I had to add the case study of the other games. Okay, as mentioned, we'll use I've used a lot of games, but now I have to actually focus on the main games that I put in my outline. So we'll do Resident Evil 7 and go from there. Where the hell is this? Oh, okay, it's right there. Case study. Again, I apologize for the random ass sounds in the background. I still have to figure out this whole little desk situation. I really wish this had a provisions for a boom arm. I really did because it's kind of annoying having this mic like directly right in front of me like this. Okay. But besides that, I think everything else in regards to this is actually going by really good. Okay. Case study. Resident Evil 7. Oops. What the? Oops. That's bad. I thought we were actually on another section. Holy shit. Okay, that's Resident Evil 7. We alone. Really watched. Tread. Slow pacing. Resource. Serenity. Resident. It probably becomes a threat. Aren't given time to breathe. And I mean, yeah, I'm just being a little bit silly here. Um, fix that. Right. Another case study would be we'll use White case study. We'll use the remake version this time because I used the other version last time. Mm, okay, that's fine. More so in the original one, definitely, but the remake is fine for what it is. Mm. I'm really hoping this is not gonna be that long of a video. Like, oh God, my voice is to hate me. Like, brain horror game at the other day. Google itself. That whistle haunts me, but it's that whistle's forever gonna haunt me. How can I wear this? I can wear this. You never know when the evil spirits that haunt the school will. You never know when the evil spirits that haunt the school. I know. I know. What time is it? 10:16. Or okay. Next one is Layers of Fear. Let me just take let me take like a tiny little break to take a look at my messages. Work's been texting me. I just haven't been really looking at it. Right. All right. I actually played through this recently, so it's actually good that it's so fresh in my mind. I have no idea why OBS still keeps on connecting like that. That's interesting. People who play the game will know what I mean there. For example, if OBS disconnects and reconnects again, we'll have to just wrap it up. I'll see what I can do and try to finish the script up. Then I'll start working on the video like afterwards. But yeah, I have no idea why it keeps on disconnecting like that. So I put the bitrate down, but no clue. I'll check my ISP later to see if there's like any like issues. No, this is the best. It's somewhere else. Oh, I love it. Mm. I like it. Okay. Okay. But unfortunately, it does look like I'm running out of time because I actually have to start getting ready for work. So we're gonna the next section is just the conclusion. So it's just a conclusion. It's gonna be a rehash of what we've written. So this is gonna be a very interesting video when we actually get done with it. So thank you for stopping by. Whoever stopped by. I'll get started with the video as soon as I get free from work and